I think we can all agree that water is pretty important to most people, and yet most people have really disgusting drinking water. A lot of drinking water is contaminated with things like chlorine and lead and other really harmful chemicals, and then even if you have a filter for some of that, you still don't get rid of a lot of the bacteria and viruses and things that make us sick. This is the SimPure Y7PBW filtration system, and it's better than those pitcher systems for a couple of reasons. Inside the system are two important filters. There's a carbon filter that takes out small particles. That's basically what the filter system in a lot of those pitchers are doing. And then there's a reverse osmosis system that pumps the water through a membrane in order to get out things like chlorine and fluoride and other things like that. The one other really important thing about this filter system is that it has a UV light. So all of the water that passes through here is treated by UV, and that is the thing that kills the bacteria and the viruses. The cool thing about the system is how easy it is to set up and how little there is to do once you've set it up. There are very few things inside of the box, which makes setup really easy. There's the unit itself. There's also a coaster unit that goes in front of it, as well as the water tank. You stick the water tank on the back, turn on the unit, and it goes through the very first flushing cycle. That flushing cycle will take about 10 minutes. One important thing to note, fill the reservoir all the way when you're going to do this. The system takes water, pumps it into the internal filters that are in there, and flushes it. And if you don't put all the water in there, there may not be enough water to flush through the system correctly. So since I just plugged this in again, this is the sound of it putting water back into those filters. And this is the loudest that the system gets, and only does this for a couple of minutes to fill up the filters. Hey, okay, sorry, I gotta jump in for a second. While I was editing this video, the people at SimPure reached out and offered a 37% discount to anybody purchasing one of these. Use the coupon code DAVEDEAL, that's one word. You can use that code either on Amazon or on their official website. Links to those are in the descriptions below. Okay, back to the video. So I want to tell you about the things that it removes. That's why I have my laptop here, because I can't remember all of the things. But here's the things that this filters out. It takes out total dissolved solids, which are those things like any dirt or iron or other particles that are in the water. It also does 98.3% of PFAS, PFAS, which are these chemicals that are often used but are very hard to get out of water. It will filter out 98.3% of those. It takes out 99.45% of chlorine, 98.46% of lead. That is a huge one because lead poisoning happens with just a little bit of amount of lead, and especially for children, having lead in the drinking water can lead to all kinds of developmental problems. So it also takes out 96.28% of the nitrates that are in the water, 97.28% of the fluoride that's in the water, 99.2% of the chromium that's in the water, 99.99% of E. coli. Inside the system is a reservoir that does about 9 cups before it has to refill itself. The water sizes on the front are 6 ounces, 12 ounces, and 15 ounces. It's a little weird because a cup is 8 ounces of water. So what I think is going on here is that if you have an 8-ounce glass of water and you want to put in ice cubes, you want to pour 6 ounces into that so that it doesn't overflow. This is a great system if you want the purest water that you can have, and you can use it for everything from drinking to cooking with. Links to the SimPure system are below in the description, as well as a link to my Amazon storefront where I have all of my favorite kitchen and cooking items. How's the water where you live? Is it great out of the tap, or is it, like most places in America, really not so awesome? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you have one of these systems, let me know what it's been like for you after, months or a couple years of using it. For Dave Tries This, I'm David Schloss, and as always, thanks so much for giving this a try.